Yo, 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 Big Cash back up in here. Ladies and gentlemen, please be careful who you help. Also, please be careful who you let help you. Just don't let anybody help you, y'all. And this is a prime example. Shout out to Blackie Speaks. We about to react to this video of Young Thug is the worst friend ever. Before we get into that, y'all make sure y'all pick y'all up a copy of Street Dad, Geek Dad, Avoiding the Manufactured Mindset, written by me, Big Kish. The link will be in the description for purchase. Appreciate everybody supporting the book, supporting the channel. Make sure y'all get the likes up and subscribe because you are not going to want to click off this video. Blackie Speaks, he going to cook on this one right here, y'all. Y'all know I'm like holding y'all. Without further ado, let's get it.
I made him a millionaire. I know for a fact, me personally, I know your dad don't look at you like a real nigga. I know that. That's my man's. Your dad is my OG. I told you to go down there to the country town and get your daddy, no matter what your differences is with your daddy. I went half on your mama house and bought your mama house, bro, because you didn't have the money. I went half with you.
I did this for you. I did that for you. I made you. I did this. You do not want to let nobody like that give you a favor, y'all. For real.
Now, like most of you know, Young Thug has been in the headlines in the rap world for a lot of different things. The biggest one being for cooperating with the police, which ruined his street credibility as someone who promotes that lifestyle. And most recently, he was also trending for calling Glorilla ugly in a leaked jail call.
I saw the girl Gorilla. Why don't people say she's pretty? That be ugly as fuck.
Thug has also been trending for his continued effort to recover from the damage that has been done to his career and his reputation. But the one thing I haven't seen anyone talk about is how Young Thug has to be the worst friend ever. So let's touch on that. Now, yesterday, Young Thug did an interview with a platform called the Big Facts Network. It's his first official interview since the police cooperation scandal. And although he said a lot of things, I want to focus on something he said regarding his friendship with Gunna. Now, Gunna and Young Thug, as most of you guys know, fell out after that Rico case came crashing down on both of them. Gunna ended up spending some time incarcerated and eventually got released in December 2022 after taking an Alford plea deal. That cemented Gunna as a snitch to some, and others didn't blame him for it considering the circumstances. That aside, however, I thought this interview with Young Thug from yesterday, actually, that dropped, was really interesting because he had a very passionate conversation about his relationship with Gunna. The part I want to focus on is the part where he was essentially counting all the things that he did for him. So I want you to listen to the clip in question and just pay attention to what he's saying, okay?
I made him a millionaire. I bought his first apartment that he lived in. I bought it with my money. I made him put his money up. Keep your money. I bought it with
Big Bank's looking at him like, yo, you's a fake ninja. You fake for mentioning everything you did. If somebody got to mention what they did for you, it's not genuine. It wasn't from the heart in the beginning.
my money because I had a little extras. I bought that shit. I went half and half with you to buy your mama house. Your mama first house. Get her out of the hood.
Now, there's a lot to break down here, and the majority of it is going to be a lesson for a lot of us as it relates to friendships. Some of us have been blessed with great friendships and fruitful relationships that have elevated us mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically, depending on what kind of friendship we're talking about, right? It's a great conversation to have because it's such a relatable topic. But before we go there, let's take a trip down memory lane and touch on the beginning of their friendship. Back in 2015, a young Gunna ended up meeting Young Thug, who was already an established artist at the time. They met through a mutual friend, and his name was Keith King Troop. At the time, Thug had released his mixtape, Barter 6, and Gunna stopped by a video shoot for a song from the project. It was for the song With That, which was their first interaction. Thug and Gunna became mutuals, they became homies who eventually kicked it here and there, but that friendship intensified after the man who had introduced them, King Troop, was gunned down outside a gas station on December 12, 2015.
Justin, and this is where that killing happened. Right here in front of this gas station, you can still see some of the victim, Keith Troop's friends there, right where he was shot at the front door of that gas station. And late this afternoon, I want to show you this real quickly.
After the death of King Troop, was started as a casual friendship, then intensified as the two went to the funeral and it brought them closer. Then they started to have more of a working relationship in the music industry, and Gunna was spending a lot of time around Thug working together with him. Young Thug then featured Gunna on his iconic 2016 release, Jeffrey, and that was the start of a very long friendship. Through their relationship is how Gunna also met key collaborators like Lil Baby, which eventually led to a joint project with Lil Baby and some very successful songs. Even though Gunna started as Young Thug's protege at the beginning of his career, Gunna eventually built his own lane and established his own name in the music industry. As his relationship with Young Thug continued to grow year after year, things eventually took a halt in May 2022 after Gunna, Young Thug, and their crew members got hit with RICO charges. Gunna spent some time behind bars and eventually got out after taking that Alford plea deal. And Gunna and Young Thug's friendship was over the second they both got arrested. And Young Thug, in the interview clip I showed you, spoke about how much he helped Gunna, which is something Gunna never, shied away from. He always credited Young Thug as a person who helped him early on when he didn't really have to. And I think what Young Thug did for Gunna in his early days is forever going to be a part of his story. And it's nothing even Gunna would ever deny. However, how Thug is talking about all of it is honestly rubbing me the wrong way.
Facts. Blackie Speaks got morals. You could tell when somebody got morals. They agree on certain things. If somebody do something for you and they got to push it in your face, bruh, real ninjas know you're not supposed to do that, bro. You're not supposed to do it. That's why I don't just let anybody do something for me. No, sir. People would throw it. If I know you would throw it in my face, I don't want you to do no type of favors for me.
Thug in the clip I played you stated that he bought Gunna his first apartment with his money when Gunna didn't have shit. He also stated that he made him a millionaire, emphasis on he. Young Thug also stated that he put half of his money to buy Gunna's mother a house so Gunna could, get her out the hood. Young Thug also stated that he was the one who told Gunna to settle the differences with his own father. So now we unfortunately know the private details of Gunna's family dynamics, thanks to Young Thug. And Thug also stated that Gunna's own father doesn't look at him like a real nigga because Gunna's dad is apparently Thug's OG.
I told you to go down there to the country town and get your daddy, no matter what your...
So he's volunteering information that we never knew. That goes to show you that he's a chatty patty. That goes to show you that when he was talking with the law enforcement for 2 hours, that goes to show you that he volunteers. He's the type of person to volunteer information where in the law it says you have a right to remain silent. Not him. He got to let you know everything.
The differences is with your dad. I know for a fact, me personally, I know your dad don't look at you like a real nigga. I know that. This my man's. Your dad is my OG. He don't look at you like that. I made you go get your dad. I made you reunite with your family and do the right thing.
And Thug also stated that he gave Gunna more time than his own children and the mother of his children.
I just poured my all into him, bro. I gave this nigga more time than my children, bro. I gave him more time than my kids. I gave him more time than my old lady. Like, I poured my life into these people.
Which is absolute.
But look, he can't brag about that because that's his investment. If he signed Gunna to his YSL record label, that's his investment. Of course you're going to spend time with your investment. So why are you bragging like you just did it off the muscle, you just did it off the strength, and you not reaping no benefits from it? You're reaping a lot of benefits from it because that's your investment.
Absolutely insane. Thug then once again stated that he went half with Gunna to buy Mama Dukes a house, okay, his mom's, Gunna's mom, because Gunna didn't have any money. That's what he said.
I went half on your mama house and bought your mama house, bro, because you didn't have the money. I went half with you.
He also said that he, Young Thug, bought Gunna's brother his first truck and let Gunna play it off like he bought it for him.
I bought your brother his first truck and let you present it to him like you bought it.
And he ended it by saying that he didn't do it for no reason other than that he had love for his brothers. Now, for the people who get it, y'all get it, okay? The message for today is be very careful who you allow to help you in this life. Now, some people have been, pointing out the opposite of this conversation, which is be careful who you help. Although that is a great point overall, because not everybody deserves a helping hand, because some people will be 6 feet deep in a ditch screaming for...
Them the people that you don't even argue with. People who look at it like that, you don't even argue with them because they ain't good. Those are the type of people that's not going to hold Young Thug accountable because they fell in love with his music and all of that. They're not going to hold Young Thug accountable. Nah, we ain't rocking with that. Talking about, oh yeah, be careful who you help. That's true, but not in this situation right here.
For help, and as soon as you crouch down to, help them, they'll drag your ass down just like that, okay, and feed you to the alligators, okay? That's a very real thing I've experienced myself, and I'm sure you have as well, okay? However, for this particular situation,
For this particular situation, Gunna gonna put in that work. He ain't the type that bring Young Thug down. He's the type that's gonna put in that work. Y'all see him on the football field doing burpees and toe touches, and man, he putting in work, man.
I don't think that applies at all. Understand that Young Thug didn't help Gunna because he wanted nothing out of the situation. He helped him because they had a mutual working relationship. Thug even stated when he first discovered Gunna, he really saw the potential in him, which means he's seen musical talent in him before the world did, okay? The only difference between both of them at the time is that when Gunna was receiving the help from Thug, he wasn't where he was supposed to be. However, he was very much heading in that direction. And the reason why I'm very adamant about saying it like that is because, you know, a lot of people like to pretend that because a person assisted another person on their journey to success, they suddenly created that success for them, completely negating the fact that success was already a part of their destiny.
Man, if y'all don't see his head, he got a nerve to call Glorilla. Look at this head. Look like a bunch of spiders having a meeting on his head.
They suddenly created that success for them, completely negating the fact that success was already a part of their destiny. In the words of Jay-Z, I heard motherfuckers saying they made Hov. Made Hov say, okay, so make another Hov. Or The Weeknd's line from Sidewalks comes to mind as well when he says, because too many people think they made me. Well, if they really made me, then replace me. Young Thug reminds me of one of those people who, you know, tries to help you and then the whole time they're counting every single thing that they're doing for you. Yeah. And the biggest issue here is when, you know, those people who supposedly are helping you in good faith, when they decide to tell other people how you weren't shit before they helped you. I mean, how real of a thing was it if the whole world had to know? How real is it if we now know that Gunna and his father weren't on good terms, and without you, his entire family would have supposedly crumbled, right? You can never make another man a millionaire. That is absolutely not possible. What is possible, however, is putting a man in a position in order to make millions. Those are two completely different things. There's a lot of people who've been put in positions to win, but they weren't able to do anything with that. On the other side, you have somebody who nobody ever handed anything to, and despite that, they come out on the other side with all.
Prime example. Look at the features on the GNX. You got some that's still out there working. Look at Hitter J3 busting his ass out there. He's grinding. Look at what's his name? Damn, I can't think of his name. But AZ Chike out there grinding. They got put in they out there grinding along with some other ones. I don't remember their name. But then you got some that ain't, they just like, you know what I'm saying? They not putting in as much work. You know what I'm saying? That's a prime example, bro.
All types of bags, all kind of success, and they're just blessed in their life. Not because anything came to them, but because they went after it. And they were, of course, lucky because luck plays a very big part in becoming successful. There's so much that has to line up at the right time for things to go your way, but that's another conversation. I'm sure all of us have experienced this kind of thing. You have to realize that a lot of people in this world will go out of their way to help you, not because they care, but because they want to be attached to that success that was already in your future. There's a reason why everybody wants to help someone who's already on the up and up. It's almost like investing in a stock that's guaranteed to make you infinite returns. You simply can't lose. Some people might say, well, you know, Gunna didn't really have anything back then. And I say, you're wrong, because with or without Young Thug,
Gunna was putting in work before he met Young Thug. He was already putting in work. Just like the Migos was already putting in work before they met Drake. Like he said, it's like a stock. You know it's about to go up. You know Nvidia is about to go up. You know United Healthcare is about to go up. Y'all better, hey, look, y'all better get into them stocks, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. You already know the stock about to go up. You know what I'm saying?
He was always gonna find a way. He was always gonna become the man that he is today. The only difference is that the path would have looked different. You know, if you ever have someone in your life who genuinely wants to help you, you'll know, because they'll never take credit for your success when you eventually become that version of you that you always were destined to become. And I think this is a very important lesson for a lot of us. In most cases, you're only gonna see that your friend is just like Young Thug when push comes to shove, when you're no longer under their wing and they can't control your success anymore. The only thing Gunna is under right now is, you know, he's under those dumbbells, okay? Honestly, I think 2025 is the year a lot of us seen the real side of a lot of people. There's a lot of changes that are happening in the world as we speak, and spiritually, there's something in the air that divides people now more than ever, especially when they're not aligned. I think this story...
Woo! There's something in the air that's dividing the people. You got wicked people. I don't care what complexion your skin is. You got wicked people and you got righteous people. You got righteous people that's trying to do something good in life. Despite they past and whatever they've been through in the past, they're trying to do something now. And you got people that just want to dwell into that nonsense. They want to be, they look, and you see them. You see them. The wheat is getting separated from the tares. You see them being separate. We watching it in real time.
is a representation of just that. Be mindful of who you allow to help you, and don't always be so quick to accept a helping hand, especially if you know what your future holds for you. So nobody can, come out the cut and say that they made you, because with or without their help, you would have figured that shit out 1000%. I believe that. I'm very curious to hear what you guys have to say about this topic though. Drop a like for the algorithm, subscribe if you're new here. My name is Blackie Speaks, nice to meet you. Hope you're having a good...
Blackie cooked on this joint. God! He cooked on this joint. Let's see if he got some more to say.
Sunday, and yeah, I'm out this, man. I'm out this bitch. Peace.
Damn, I wish you would have kept going. Man, he cooked on that. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Of course, I'm going to leave a link in the description. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to Blackie Speak if you like content like that. One of my favorite YouTubers, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, let me know what y'all think about the situation about just letting anybody help you. You know what I'm saying? Big Kish signing out. I'm going, y'all.